Hey, what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be part 4 of my PGR opinions, and just to reiterate, this is the real Panda Global Rankings, not my opinion, but it is my opinion of the players and how they did this season. If you want to check out the other videos, please do. They will be in the playlist that this is in, and also please don't forget to check the description for the actual PGR videos. Please go show them some love because they are absolutely gorgeous. So getting into it, the first person, number 20, is going to be Anti. So Anti, one of the most exciting players to watch. He plays so many characters. He's one of the true quote-unquote counterpick masters. Obviously Mario is his main, but his Zero Suit and his Cloud both do a significant amount of work. His Cloud was the one that got him into top 8 at DreamHack Atlanta, and his Mario was the one that got him into, his Mario and his Zero Suit were the ones that got him into top 8 at GTX. Had two big top 8s, those being it. He had very solid things throughout, only really one bad appearance, which was at Big House. He got 65th. Obviously not a fan of Anti as a person, but his play is honestly so much fun to watch. In my opinion, he totally deserved to beat Zero at GTX and kind of messed up one of our up smash, and that switched the entire momentum of the entire game and the entire set. So that was really unfortunate, but honestly has been playing very, very well. Went up a little bit from last season. Obviously an impressive player, has quite the legacy, being top 10 twice, being top 20 one other time, and then right below it the next. So honestly, one of the most respected players I feel like that the game has. His counter picks have been working, although I do feel like he should focus on Mario more. That's just my opinion, because obviously I have very high opinion of Mario in general. I think he would get better results there, but that's pretty impressive considering his results at the current moment are quite damn good. At number 19, we are going to have one, literally my favorite player to watch besides myself in this game, and that is going to be Mars, the Zero Suit main from New England. Has one of the most, I feel like, even though he's a player that plays on feel, he plays matchups so correctly. He is so good at breaking down matchups and breaking up ranges and breaking up threat zones, and he's just so good. He's so good at it. It's actually ridiculous. His run at Big House was amazing. He did pretty well at Shine, losing to Captain Zack and I think Mistaken Loser or something like that. And even though, Mars hasn't been traveling that much, so, you did see him not really learn quite as much about the Bayonetta matchup as he needs to in order to survive in this meta. But man, staying in top 20 even with those few tournaments that he went to is absolutely inspiring. His region is getting a bit better. You see Light in the top 50. Obviously Matty G and Pug West are still very, very notable players. And so he's getting a decent amount of practice going to all his locals. And he's just, I love watching him play so much. If I were to play Zero Suit, I would want to play like Mars, because I feel like in my heart of hearts, he plays Zero Suit right. At 18, we're going to have the most fabulous player on the PGR, and that is going to be Captain Zack, the Bayonetta main from Louisiana. So Captain Zack, obviously known for his antics, his taunting, his smirks, his dancing, his style, just everything like that. But honestly, Captain Zack, a lot of people were like, oh, he dropped off, he's doing so bad. And at the beginning of the season, they weren't exactly incorrect, but Captain Zack, has found his footing back in the end of the season, has done very, very well. And honestly, even when he was doing poorly, quote unquote, he wasn't really losing to that many randoms. Like the most random I can think of is like Lazy Boredom, something like that. But honestly, he has been doing a very good job. Accrued quite a lot of wins under his belt this season, and obviously not enough to keep him in top 10 like he was last season. But man, being top 10 is so hard this season when you guys see that list. So being somewhere in the top 20 is definitely still no slouch. I'm really glad he's back in terms of, him getting a bit better at the end of the season. Definitely, in my opinion, going to go up next season. He has just been doing so well. He is the player that he breaks down defensive walls so well. I feel like better than any other Bayonetta. The other Bayonettas kind of try to outcamp people and make them be impatient, but Captain Zack is the one that can just get in, and man, when he gets in, he takes you for a ride. Coming in at 17, we have Cosmos, the enthusiast of Japanese culture, main in Corrin. So Cosmos had an incredible season, got top 8 at got top 3 at Big House, just did really well, didn't have any bad showings pretty much at all the events he went to, had at the very least solid showings, a lot of 9ths, a lot of 13ths. I think he got 9th at like 4 majors before he got his top 8 at Big House, and just honestly an incredibly strong player. His fundamentals are really strong. He used to play Pikachu, and I wish he played Pikachu sometimes for Corrin's bad matchups like Cloud, but honestly, sometimes it just doesn't look like he needs it. He has done so well versus so many of the top players, not necessarily winning versus them, but I mean, obviously has a win on Zero, has a win on Void, he lives with Tweak, and so is able to get a lot of Cloud practice and is able to just play against the other ones very, very well. Honestly, I think one of the best improvements of the season, because he was not on last season due to the fact that recently he took Smash full time and kind of had to leave where he lived back at home. If you guys read his tweet longer, so he moved out of his home from Texas to go to Ohio to pursue his dream playing Smash, and since then he has got so good. He's able to practice so much. He's able to just do what he wants. He has a really successful stream. He has a really successful gaming career at this point, and honestly, he is one of the best players in terms of like having a good time while also just playing really well and also having a stream. Like, he's one of the most marketable players in my opinion in the entire scene, and I'm really, really happy that he's done this for himself, all because of pure passion. He's one of the most passionate people in the entire scene, for sure. So I'm really happy he made it this high. He totally deserves it. Good stuff to you, dude. At 16, we have one of the highest ranked Japanese players, and that is going to be Komori Kiri from Japan, obviously maining Cloud. So Komo, you know, the most recent big splash was him going Roy at 2GG championships, but he is obviously one of the most solid Cloud mains. Is very fast. He's so good off the hit. Has the Sonic for counterpick matchups. Obviously now has the Roy for counterpick matchups, I guess, because that's smart question. I don't understand how Roy's supposed to do well versus Bayonetta, but whatever, it worked for him. He'll take it. Because honestly, when I watch Komo, I'm kind of bored. I think he plays a very like compartmentalized style, and I'm not exactly a fan of it. Like, I'm impressed with it as in a player, but I don't like watching it particularly a lot. I don't honestly have an opinion of him because I try not to watch his sets unless I'm watching a top 8 live. But honestly, still a very, very impressive player. Obviously, he's very good off the hit. He has an incredible neutral. He recovers in very interesting ways, which obviously as a Cloud is extremely important. But honestly, just like of the top 20, I think he's the person I enjoy watching the least. And it's not like I don't enjoy watching him, but I would just rather see most anyone else in the like the top 20, top 25 or something like that. But so honestly, Como dropped a little bit, but I do think he can go up. But honestly, he might have to become a little bit more aggressive to try to catch people off guard, as opposed to only playing his passive style. Because when his passive style works, oh my god, he shuts people down completely. But when it doesn't work, that's kind of when he gets blown up, like especially versus someone like Nairo. So that's definitely where he has to go from here. But honestly, good stuff to him. Still going to be top 20, which this season was incredibly, incredibly difficult to do. But, you know, obviously I don't particularly enjoy his play that much. But hey, not everyone's going to enjoy it, because OW is a W and you got to respect that. At 15, we have a fellow Japanese brother, and that is going to be Abadongo, the Mewtwo Bayo main. So Abadongo, obviously at the beginning of the season, everyone's like, Aba's washed, he ain't good, he's so bad, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, he was having a character crisis, and it is so difficult for people when they have character crises to maintain the results that they had before. Like, his Mewtwo's still very good. His Bayo had to get good. It had to become a top Bayo, and you saw what happens when his Bayo is now good, and that was at 2GGC, just getting so many wins, playing incredibly well with both of his characters. It was so impressive to watch. The mastery of Bayo that he had was like, it jumped so high compared to like DreamHack Denver, which was what, October, something like that. So in those few months, he has got so much better. So Aba, I have complete faith, will get back even higher than this, and he's already top 15. Like, that's really, really good. Like, top 15 is definitely nothing to laugh at or sneeze at, but he, you know, honestly, I think he can get back into top 10, especially now with that scary Bayo for the matchups he doesn't like his Mewtwo, because I still feel like he is a Mewtwo main with a Bayo secondary, but that Bayo secondary is one of the best Bayos in the world now, and I'm really, really glad for him, and I'm glad he has faith in both of his characters now, because Mewtwo's broken, but so is Bayo, and I'm really, really glad that he's able to coordinate when he wants to do both now to immense success, and I'm really, really excited for him in this next season. Speaking of another person that everyone liked to say dropped off, even though he's still incredible, is Ally. Ally at number 14. So Ally, obviously Mario main, sticking to Mario, has no secondaries, or at least I don't think he got a win with a secondary that's like PGR relevant. Obviously people were like, man, he's not that good, he's, you know, falling off and blah, 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 blah. And then you saw him play with such vigor and such, you know, inspiration at 2GGC championships. He is honestly so good. His fundamentals, his mind games, he's one of the scariest players from a mental standpoint, in my opinion, in the entirety of Smash, where he will make you crumble no matter what, except against Leo. He's the only person that doesn't crumble versus him. But Ally, again, you know, my critique of him was I wish he would learn more optimal combos, whether it be Zenyu combos, whether it be footstool combos, whether it's just like memorization of things, because I feel like a lot of the Marios don't do that, especially considering he doesn't have a secondary for matchups that he doesn't want to have, like those feel, quote unquote, like feel matchups. So I feel like I wish he would learn a little bit more in terms of just memorization of his combos, but even without that, he's still going to be top 15. He's still going to be one of the scariest players in the world. So honestly, I feel like Ally, still an amazing player, showed it at championships that he's still here, he still has the fire within him. So if he just memorizes some combos just a little bit more, he will be back in the top 10 100%. And keeping along the trend with people that think fell off is going to be Mistake. So Mistake had the hottest beginning of a season of any player not on the PGR, and even any player that wasn't even top 10 on the PGR. He had a ridiculous start. Top 8 at I think 3 S tiers, got so many wins, beat 0, beat just pretty much anyone that you wanted to beat. He beat him. He beat almost every single player in the top 10, even the people that were quote-unquote Bayo slayers like myself. He did so good, and then the pressure got to him when he realized he could have easily been top 10, even higher than that, and he started performing worse and worse, and even with that, he's still going to be top 13. So Mistake, obviously a fantastic player, had conversions that no one had ever seen, had composure, you know, had aggression that a lot of the people haven't seen with Bayo, although I do think that Zach is now the more aggressive Bayo comparatively, but Mistake has conversions. He sees the SDI, he reacts to the SDI in a way that literally no other Bayonetta does. You know, being the second highest Bayonetta on this list is no small feat, especially considering there are so many good ones. And so Mistake, honestly, if he just calms down and fixes whatever is, you know, going on with his mentality, he can be top 10 next season, you know, for sure. And I'm saying this in like everyone, you know, there's so many potentials for top 10. Similar to the tier list, there are so many players that can be top 10 in this game. It is so competitive. It is so difficult to be this high, which is why, you know, him being at 13, even with the drop off that he had this season, is so impressive. You know, I want him to have his mentality there because, one, I love fighting Bayo. I think it's very fun to fight a confident Bayo that is really confident in what they want to do, which is why I have fun playing Zach. It's why I have fun playing Salem. I haven't played Lima, but it was why I had fun playing Mistake as well, even when I lost to him. So honestly, very impressive. He obviously shot up this season with just more exposure and just being able to play really well the whole season. He went to so much and was able to dominate so many events. And even when, you know, people were like, he's dropping off, quote unquote, it was like, oh man, you're getting 17th and 13th and 25th, which, like, if you're comparing that to, let's say, me, who is at 21st, that's like my better S tiers. So Mistake, obviously a fantastic player. Just if he gets over that one mental hurdle, I feel like he really can be top 10 like he was going to be at the beginning of this season. At number 12, we have Mr. Newly Engaged himself, and that is going to be Wadi, the Mewtwo main from MGVA. So obviously he did propose to his fiance, now fiance, Sinpai, at 2G Championship Saga, but Wadi honestly just had an amazing season because he had a really good season 2 seasons ago, or rather, he was ranked really high 2 seasons ago. He was ranked really low last season, but that was honestly because of inactivity. He only went to like 3 PGR events and he was still on the PGR. This season, he got a team and he was able to go to so many more events and was just as good as he was before. Like, he didn't honestly get like significantly better. He was always a solid player that was incredibly scary to fight against the majority of the time, and he just proved it by going to so many events, getting top 8 after top 8 and 9th and top 8 and 9th, and just everything of just such a strong player, so many strong wins. He is so hard to fight. You know, you've seen him have even more success at, let's say, MSMs, which didn't count, but he's like won MSMs and he's beat several top 10 players. He has so many wins under his belt, and I feel like Wadi, one of the most feared players to come against in bracket, because even in matchups that, you know, are statistically favored for his opponent, he will still win, like how he beat Tweak at Championship Saga, like how he beat Zero at what was it, Leo Saga, and that can happen. Just Wadi is so good at this game, and I'm so happy he's this high. He totally deserves it, but the one person who deserves it higher other than the top 10 is going to be Elegant from SoCal. Elegant, obviously, he doesn't need anything. Second at GTX, amazing run at Championship Saga, being the LCQ winner, making it out of his pool, getting, I think, top 6, only losing to DeBuzz and Zero the entire tournament. And that is, or maybe 1 or 2 others, I don't remember, but absolutely insane. Has so many wins, has so much potential, has so many crazy runs. Like, his run at GTX was insane. His run at Championship Saga was even crazier. He had so many wins. He's why Swar was so mad at Soylent Bar at 2G Championship Saga. He did so good. Elegant, one of the fastest growing players in the entire world, was 25th last year, but honestly, the growth from 25th to 11th is so much harder than, let's say, not being ranked to even the bottom of top 20. He is so good with a character that, you know, in theory can just be walled out in edgeguard, quote unquote, but he gets early edgeguards. He has crazy combos because he's memorized his combos, which I, you know, again, is something that I want Ally to do or Mario mains to do in general. He has incredible mind games. He is so patient. He finds his spot so well, and it has culminated to the point where he's barely losing to anyone at this point other than people that can completely wall him out, such as DeBuzz. So honestly, he 100% deserves it. I put him at 11 or 10 when I made my mock list. He is so good. I love him. He's young. He's such a funny dude. He has everything going for him right now. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda and partner stuff is down below. Don't forget to check out the Panda Global version, where like it's the actual official version of the PGR. So please do that in the description down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.